Sam's up. What's up, Sam? He says, Happy New Year. I'm going to make a small affiliate site dedicated to reviewing one product. It's for launch jacking, but I want it to rank long term too. Can you advise on off-page strategy for this type of site? IFTTT network plus RYS stack. Thanks. Well, I don't really do much affiliate stuff anymore. And when I did, it's kind of hard in my opinion. And again, I'm not going to be the best one to give you advice on affiliate stuff because I just don't do much of it. But I can tell you, affiliate site that is for just one product, I don't think is the best idea, Sam. Only because you gain more traction over time with a site that you're going to continually post to and update. And I unless you're going to be continually updating this one small affiliate site, as you mentioned, about one product, if you're going to continue to add content to it, then it would make sense to have like a syndication network, right? Because you'd be constantly adding, publishing content, reviewing products or whatever. That's why I said, let me back up for a minute. Typically, some of the best affiliates that I've met, like for example, Jeff Lenny. Jeff Lenny is a really good affiliate marketer. Okay, I'm not sure if you're familiar with Jeff Lenny, but he's somebody that you could model. He's got basically an authority type review site that he's built for reviewing products and such. And that's typically how I've seen most people get long-term traction with affiliate sites, is especially if you're just reviewing products, is to create some sort of product review site that you're going to continually update. That's going to keep it fresh, right? That's going to help you to develop authority over time. The problem with a single product type site is that it's hard to build authority with that. And it's also hard to continue content marketing about that one particular product. So they don't ever really gain a lot of authority. Now, depending on how competitive it is, you may be able to just throw up a one-page site or whatever and rank it and do very, very well, especially with launch jacking because it's a new product, right? So it typically means there's not a lot of competition because the product name is a new name, right? It's not a lot of competition for it yet. But that's why I'm saying, again, when I was doing launch jacking stuff, we were able to get some really good traction with just YouTube videos and press releases. And press releases were one of the big parts of it. But we did a lot of YouTube spam and press releases and RYS stacks. Yeah, drive stacks work great for launch jacking because, again, they're new terms usually, new search queries, right, that you can optimize for. But again, like I said, long term, if you want it to rank long term, I would recommend that you go with a branded affiliate site, something that you create a brand. It could even be Sam Bailey, you know what I mean? And then just review products, consistently, and that's how you will end up gaining traction over time. But again, I'm not going to be the best person to give you advice on affiliate stuff because I just don't do it. Marco or anybody, you guys want to comment on that at all?
I totally agree with you. It's brand plus keyword association when it comes to launch jacking, right? And then he wants it long term. Well, what's going to keep it long term is if Google gives it that association long term, right? If it starts to associate the brand with whatever keyword it is that he's pursuing. In this case, it's whatever product or whatever small affiliate that he's trying to do. That's what he's going to have to do. Now, yeah, of course, RYS is going to work, but you're going to have to keep adding power to that drive stack. You can't just do a simple drive stack and expect that, although it has happened, Virginia SEO.
Yeah.
You can't expect to stay at the top when you have all of these people trying to rank for that and doing things every day to try to take you on. It means that you have to continue adding information and images and video and whatever it takes to stay on top. So yes, drive stacks, press releases, we've had great success, link building, everything in conjunction.
Yeah. And I mean, also one thing you might want to consider, I had a lot of success with driving traffic, especially for launch jacks, using Google Ads or formerly AdWords, because it's a new product and there's a ton of SEOs that, like, again, when I did some launch jacking training for what we used to have was we used to have something called the master class, and I did several launch jacking projects, sites, or campaigns, excuse me, during that training. And we did really well with each time we did launch jacking. But one of the things I started to do was set up YouTube, or excuse me, YouTube ads as well, but Google ads from search, and that tends to work really well too, because again, I was trying to launch jack affiliate, internet marketing products, right? So other internet marketing training products, or WordPress plugins, or whatever, just other IM type products, and so you'd end up competing with a bunch of other people trying to launch jack too. And it's a time consuming process to set up launch jacking. Like I even had developed, some processes for some VAs, and we were targeting, various IM products when they would launch, and we would publish a press release and all that kind of stuff. And it would work fairly well. But like I said, it was so much easier just to set up a good, what you call a bridge page. Don't ever say that to Google Ads though. But it's really a bridge page where you basically set up a landing page that you could do a review of whatever product it is you're trying to promote. Make sure it's a well done landing page though, that is content rich. In other words, it could have a video, but also have good text on it, to where it's not a blatant just affiliate type page. If you're adding value, and Google Ads will, they'll suspend an ad if they think that it's a low quality page or a thin content page that is only used to promote an affiliate link. But I've had many landing pages that were, again, they're bridge pages. Don't ever say that to Google, but they're bridge pages where all I was doing was promoting an affiliate offer, but I fleshed it out well. And because of that, it would stick, and Google Ads would accept it. And then I could drive traffic using Google Ads for really inexpensive, because it's a new product name, right? It's a new keyword. So there's not a lot of people competing. Again, for launch jacking, you'll get a ton of SEO, a lot of IMers that will try to launch jack doing various spam and SEO stuff, but very few target using Google Ads, at least in my experience. A couple years ago, it's been a couple years since I've done any of this. And so I found it to be a lot easier and more efficient to skip all the SEO stuff and just set up Google Ads for launch jacking. And that tended to work really, really well, because I could cut what used to take me, if I was going to develop out the launch jacking campaign and do all the work myself, which I used to do, it would take me sometimes 2 days to really develop all the stuff out. I'm talking about the video spam, ordering the press releases, setting up a WordPress site, or at least a page or a landing page or whatever. All that kind of stuff was a real pain in the ass to set up. And then once I trained VAs, even then it was still a lot of work. And I was paying, even if I had a VA that would set up an entire campaign, a launch jack campaign in a day, I'd still be paying that VA for a day's worth of work. Whereas I could just go in to AdWords or Google Ads now, right? I could go into Google Ads and set up a campaign in a matter of 20 minutes, right? After I built the landing page. And then traffic could start within hours. Once the ad gets approved, traffic can start immediately. And then it was just like, as soon as the launch was over or the shopping cart closed or whatever, then I could just turn the ad off and I'm done. You know what I mean? I made my money and I'm good to go. And so that I found to be more efficient, Sam. So what I'm saying is you could do a combination of both. If you're trying to have something that's going to rank long-term, then I would recommend, like what Marco said, is that you're going to have something that you're going to update with content regularly. That's why I recommend, having a syndication network if you're going to do like a review site where you're going to review more than one product. But you could jumpstart your traffic with Google Ads, at least initially, and get placed right at the top of the page, right? So you might want to check into that as well. Okay. Something else I like about that, Sam, remember, if you're driving people to a landing page, whether you do it with SEO or Google Ads, always try to build a list too. So instead of just pointing people like from that page direct to the affiliate offer, try to put them through an opt-in gateway somehow, so that you can build a list, because you got to think about it. Also, make sure you're using remarketing, Sam. Even if you decide not to do Google Ads for this affiliate campaign, I would still make sure that you have Google Tag Manager added to your landing page or your site, depending on how you're going to build it out, and make sure that you create a remarketing list, because depending on, if it's an offer that's going to be an evergreen product or whatever that's available for purchase beyond just the launch window, then you can build a remarketing list. Even if somebody doesn't opt in, right? So if you put an opt-in on the bridge page to try to collect email addresses so that you can market to them via email at a later date, that's great. You should still try to do that. But even if you don't get somebody to opt in, if they land on your page, now you've cookied them and they're on a remarketing list. So you can still market to them. And if you know what particular product or service it is that, you know, they landed on that page, there's an interest in that product or service, then you could potentially even serve ads to them via remarketing for other similar type products, right? And so all my point is, you absolutely, without beyond a shadow of a doubt, you should try to collect emails via opt-in if possible. But at the very least, if you're driving traffic, you should be building a remarketing list, because that way you can continue to market to that visitor that would have otherwise been a lost visitor if they didn't purchase or opt in. Does that make sense? So anyways, definitely, that's a good idea. I'm using remarketing for everything, guys. I love it. Like, it's great. I mean, even like for local stuff that I'm doing, the remarketing it's so powerful, guys, and it's so inexpensive compared to cold PPC.